Hey guys, I'm here to introduce to you something that you all should be using when you're doing vocal warm-ups. I brought it into my life about 3 months ago. Before that, I would do what you call bubbling. Got bored of that. Not a lot of control. Fair, easy, cheap, but not a lot of control. So I picked up this little guy. Okay. There's a hole on the top. There's 2 holes on the bottom. Okay. When you hold it in your hand, okay, it's going to go on your middle finger. Okay. And depending on how much resistance you want, because remember, this is building your breathing, this is controlling your breathing, this is building your diaphragmatic breathing, this is building your diaphragm up, this is doing a lot of things that as vocalists, whether you're Mariah Carey or you're me, you should be taking care of your voice, because if it's something that you enjoy doing, you want to keep doing it, right? About 2 years ago, I started losing my voice randomly, and it wasn't because of like straining my voice or vocal fry or any of the other things. Like there was nothing, it was just coming and going. And I chalked it up to stress because I had a lot of stress going on, blah, 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 right? So I would go away for like a week. Then it was 2 weeks. Then it was a month. Then it was 2 months. I'm not going to start putting out names because I'm not sponsored by anybody, but this is just basically me letting you guys know how to not screw up like me. There's a product out there that, a company actually, that creates products that did very well and continue to do very well for me. Spray for your throat, gargle for your throat, spray for your nose, for your sinuses, because hello, head voice, right? It even came with like this little, it's like, they're kind of like chewables, and they actually tasted really good. And I'm diabetic, so there's no sugar in them, which was really nice too. But even being controlled, I don't want to get out of ketosis. It's a whole other video. But they help you with anxiety. Now, it was called like stage fright or something, and I actually went to reorder the other day because I needed the throat spray, and they don't have it. They have it, but they have it like in a liquid. They don't have the, and I liked the chew ones, but I noticed that. I'm not going to say, if you're somebody who's generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorders or anything, to stop taking all your meds and just lean on this stuff. What it did for me was it really did actually calm my breathing down so that I could focus on my breathing more. It wasn't like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, no stage fright. Oh, I have no problems going on. No, it actually helped my rhythmic breathing. It helped me slow down a little bit because I would start rushing through a song. So again, great stuff, right? A lot of rest, a lot of not using my voice. My job demands me to use my voice quite a bit. So I used it as little as I possibly could, anytime I could. Came back. But when it came back, it came back different. Okay, so when I say that, when I listen to my old recordings compared to now, I'm singing over damage that's probably done in my vocal cords. We have folds in there, guys, right? So if you get a hemorrhage or you've dried up your vocal cords, you're not hydrating enough, which I am a terrible, terrible, terrible example when it comes to drinking water, okay? I don't like it. It actually makes me sick. I'm not alone, thanks to the internet. As a child, I couldn't just Google something like this. Thank God. It's not just me. But I do find other ways to manage that now. But this is what we're going to focus on today. Okay. Again, I'm not going to promote anything. I'm sure his patent is pending. I don't know, or he or she or whoever owns this company, but I will tell you, it comes with a little carrying case, which is really nice. And again, I won't exactly pick it up and show you guys because I don't want to infringe on anybody's business. I don't think the guy would mind free advertisement, but at the same time, I know the law well enough to know just to take it down a notch till you get told to do that. Amazing. Okay. When you learn how to use your diaphragm to sing and you stop using your vocal cords, it's a game changer. If you're somebody who vocal fries and you don't know how to do it the right way, diaphragmatic breathing, game changer. Think about Chester Bennington. When he would use his diaphragm to breathe, he didn't just use the front. That's how good he was. He'd bring it all the way from the back. Okay, so in a lot of my videos, you'll see me, I think it goes without saying that vocal hero, Chester Bennington, right? That learning how to breathe the correct way with my diaphragm came from watching him on stage. A lot of his shows, no shirt off. Not the worst thing in the world. But it also gave me the opportunity to be able to see him breathe that way. Because a lot of people don't understand. They get told something like that, like, use your diaphragm. You're singing wrong. You're using your lungs. That's why you can't hold those notes. That's why you can't hit those notes. Okay, yes, they're true. They're right, and it's true. It's a little early. Well, it's not that early, but it's early for me. However, teaching somebody to use their diaphragm to sing is not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. You're telling someone who is so naturally used to chest breathing, right? We're told to chest breathe, anxiety, box breathing, right? Okay, so when you sing and you do that, not only are you drying out your throat, you're drying out your sinuses, you're drying out your vocal cords, but you're also ruining the chance to be able to hit higher notes, hit them harder, and to hold them longer. Think about Chester Bennington's Given Up 17-second scream heard around the world. Okay? I can hold a note for 17 seconds now. Can I vocal fry it jumping around a stage sweating? Probably not. He was 1 in a million, right? Him and Chris Cornell. Let's not go there. Anyway, so you can see it, okay? I mean, really, I know you guys can, figure it out and go on Amazon if you're really interested in doing this for yourself. Right now, my voice is actually a little bit scratchy. Don't drink caffeinated stuff, and don't drink anything with fizz in it, as the girl who's telling you how to diaphragmatic breathe and sing correctly is drinking a zero sugar Monster. Okay. So here's how this works, okay? And I am going to actually play a song that I'm actually preparing to sing today. So a lot of times it's good to kind of just start off with an exercise of breathing, right? And then play the song 3 or 4 times. And you'll start to learn. It takes a little bit of time. This is like an instrument, okay? It's an instrument for your diaphragm, your vocal cords, everything, right? It takes a little bit of time because if you close all 3 holes, you're going to get nothing. I mean, it is strong, okay? If you hold both top holes and you leave that bottom one, it's a little bit easier. This is kind of like my favorite combination. I will tell you that I don't particularly care for the pointer finger and the thumb without the ring. Still very tight. You might as well just, I mean, it's very close. So this is something you want to do when you're not practicing a song. This is when you're only practicing your diaphragmatic breathing. Now, I'm going to give you a real quick lesson because I think I'm pretty good at explaining diaphragmatic breathing. Maybe I'm not. You guys can tell me in the comments if they're turned on. Or message me. I don't care. When you breathe from your diaphragm, you're not going to see a lot of singers go, okay? I'm going to show you what a diaphragmatic breath looks like. That's through the nose. See my big old fat stomach go out? Okay, you're breathing down here. You're sucking in all that air past your lungs, still in your lungs technically, but into your diaphragm. Okay, so if you do it with your mouth, when you're moving through a very fast song, it's... Now your chest is going to raise a little bit, it's natural, but it's not... Right? It's... Okay? It takes practice, you guys, to pass all of that natural breathing you've done your whole lives. Breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay? You can still do that with your diaphragm. Okay? If you're somebody who does a lot of... Okay, I'm going to say something very quickly because I'm about to get really red, and it's not because I'm, like, nervous to do this video or anything. My bathroom, I love it, but it's a tomb. The little air conditioning vent does nothing, but I had to turn all my fans off to do this video for y'all, so I'm doing this for you guys, okay? Back to regularly scheduled programming. Your posture says a lot about your diaphragmatic breathing too. Now, with that said, doesn't mean you always have to be like, oh, and like standing up straight like, you know, Miss Perfect or Mr. Perfect or they, them, whatever. You are going to see a lot of your favorite artists, Chester Bennington being one of them. And if you watch him closely, anytime he really, really needed to lean into his diaphragm and use it, because remember what I said, he used it all the way around. That takes talent to be able to go and pull it through. I'm doing it, but there's no way that I can explain it. It's just something, once you learn how to do it here, then you start to understand how he was going and pulling it into his back. But if you noticed in a lot of his videos, he'd lean his foot up on a speaker, right? Because it would give him that extra push and it would give him that extra ability to use that air he's pulled into his diaphragm and push it out to get those, I've become so numb, and just go for it, right? So pay attention. Pay attention to people that can sing very well like that because they have little things that they do, okay? With that said, going back to posture, was he standing up straight? No, but his back is straight. Remember that, okay? That's why if you notice when people sit down and sing, they're normally like on a bar stool or they are sitting up very straight if they're in, you know, chairs or whatever, because you do have to kind of sit up straight. You do, if you're going to sit down and sing. Your diaphragm is perfectly fine to use sitting down, but you have to have good posture. Standing up is a whole different thing. I just got back into standing up in front of my Shure 55, my Super 55 that I just got. It was my dream microphone. I finally got it. Now, yes, I have a microphone stand to sit down, but I wanted to stand up with it. It's the magic of the moment. You're standing in front of this beautiful microphone. Oh, God, right? It took me about 2 songs. Fair. Not bad, really. To get back into using my diaphragm standing up because I was always sitting down. Always. Okay? If you do one too much, the other one's going to suffer. Just remember that. So if you're just a smule singer like me, alternate, because you're going to have a hard time if you go out singing karaoke or you go out and do a show or you go out and do a speech or whatever. All of a sudden you've been singing for 3 months sitting down and now you go into communications class in college and try to stand up and do a speech and you're like, I can't. talk anymore because I ran out of breath. Oh my God. That's what happens when you run out of breath, because when you run out of breath, you don't have enough breath, and then all of a sudden your vocal cords give up on you. Right? We've all been there. Nerves do that. Okay? Now, I've shown you all of them closed. It's a workout. I'm not going to lie. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you. You count. Okay? I'm going to breathe into my diaphragm. I'm going to close all these holes up, because this is how you build your diaphragm strength up. Think you're going to do sit-ups and that's going to happen? No. Your girl's overweight. Remember that. Okay? Ready? Put your timers on. 21. It's a workout, but it's good for your diaphragm. You're not hurting your vocal cords because you're breathing from here. Okay, you're not going, no. Okay, you don't want to do that. Now, I'm going to let go of the bottom thumb completely and show you the difference in the air. Okay? Still holding it the same. Just moved my thumb over. See the difference? So all of that compression that I had, right, holding all three holes closed, got me to whatever it was, 21, 23, something like that. I went 10 seconds longer. Now, again, I'm not saying I'm just a Brennington. Ha ha. We did have the same birthday, though. He was just 2 years older than me. Or 4 years older than me. So what I'm saying is that you use this tool when you hold all three holes closed to work that out as hard as you can, okay? When you hold the two holes on top, it allows you to actually start using the air in your diaphragm. And then when you start learning the difference, I'm going to hold the bottom hole and I'm going to hold the ring hole, not the pointer, but the ring hole. Ready? Almost got there. 25 seconds, right? Now, again, there's a lot of air. I'm still around the same range, no matter how much air I have going in and out of this, because I've already learned how to use my diaphragm. This, now for me, has become a warm-up tool for my vocal cords, a warm-up tool for me to be able to hit certain notes. I'm not normally used to, I sing very low. You see when I'm blowing into it, I sing very low, I have a very low voice. So with songs that I'm going to do that kind of carry me up into a higher range, that's when I start using this, and I'll just hum the whole song so that I know when to breathe, you know, maybe when to not breathe, when I need to go airier, when I need to not use my diaphragm because it needs to be a head voice. Don't ask me about head voice. Still a mystery to me. I apparently go into it very well. I don't know how. I'm doing it. I don't. With that said, I'm going to show you the last one, which is the pointer without the ring finger with the thumb. So no ring finger, okay? This is medium. 27, done, though, okay? If I were singing, I would not have sounded very great, but that's not the point of this is exercising your diaphragm, okay? So you don't care what you sound like right now. This is exercising your diaphragm, letting the air move through your vocal cords correctly, let those folds move correctly, okay? That is what this does. Until you get to my level, and then you start to use it to be able to push yourself further to hit those higher notes. I'm horrible in that range. That a lot of that happened after I had the vocal injuries that I've had. I still have not seen a specialized ENT to make sure that I don't have hemorrhage in my vocal cords. I have not. Where I live, we do not have that specialized ENT, so I'd have to travel, and I've got too much going on. So, long story, but I think I'm okay. There was never any pain through any of that. It just sucked not being able to sing, and I basically sounded like I had laryngitis all the time, which has kind of never actually gone away since then. You'd have to go back to like old videos of me to really be able to hear the difference in my voice. I'm also being kind of quiet. It's, 10 to 10, but husband's sleeping. Okay. Not that he could sleep through a war, but I don't know why I'm trying to be quiet. So I don't know if I can play the song without turning this video off or not. Okay, so no, I think I want to start with, the ring finger and the thumb. Okay, I think it's still going to record, and I apologize if it cuts off.